Hello there, it is I, Shepherd Chong, bringing to you another episode of Son of a... Gotta start over now. Great. Hello there, it is I, Shepherd Chong, bringing to you another episode of Abyssalcraft is Kind of Awesome. And in this episode, we are going over the mobs that appear in the Dreadlands. Eee. Okay, so... at the moment, I have things on peaceful simply because the mobs that appear in this dimension are noisy. So, put it back into normal difficulty. And let's take a look at some of the common ones. Let's take these two out first. So these are the mobs you're probably going to find the most often in the Dreadlands, because they spawn everywhere. They spawn in all of the dimensions. They spawn underground. They spawn in the boss's dungeon. Well, they can, just because it's dark. Now, the most common version of these guys you're probably going to see is this guy, the dreaded Abyssal Knight Golem. Ooh, look at him. Huh. Doop. Okay. He went down with one hit to the Dreadium Katana, and he drops the dreaded chunk of Abyssal Knight. Now you can smelt that into normal Abyssal Knight, or you can use the Crystallizer to get some Dreadium shards. And here we go, here's some of the other guys, common guys. These are Abyssal Knight Golems. They are pretty much exactly the same, aside from color and attitude. They drop... He didn't drop it. Okay. They drop. There it goes. Chunks of Abyssal Knight, which again you can smelt up for Abyssal Knight ingots. Now, time to see what happens when these two meet. They attack each other. They are hostile to each other. Yep, and they can spawn in mobs and will gang up on each other, pretty much. Just like this. Now, let's go into survival real quick, just to show you how they react to you. Wait a minute, hold on. And survival. These guys are hostile towards you. They will come for you. So, what about these guys? I'm not close enough to the ground to spawn it. Of course I'm not. These guys will prioritize each other over you. See? Getting up close, and they're still attacking each other. And now they're coming for me. So, mob attack. These guys, on the other hand, they are not hostile towards you. Although, if I attack him, now they're hostile to me. These guys act kind of like vanilla wolves, in that they normally don't care about you, but if you attack one of them, they'll all attack you. And they all go down to one hit of the Dreadium Katana. Nice. Okay, so next guys. These guys are important. These are the Dread Guards. What do they look like? They look like this. You'll notice they have a whole bunch of HP, and they are wearing armor, and they have 20 armor points. Yeah, you know, I swear for a second there, I saw something with Wyla pop up that was like really long. I'll have to look through the footage to see what that was. Maybe it was just my imagination. So, oh no, there it was again. What was that? I've never seen whatever that was before. I'll look through the footage and make some kind of note about it. That might be important. I'm not sure. There it was again. Hold on. Oh, okay. I'm pressing shift. I didn't even know I could do this. Okay, so it'll actually show you what the armor he's wearing is. And that is the dreaded Abyssal Knight armor. Wow, look at that. Yeah, by the way, the dreaded Abyssal Knight armor is the armor you make from in this dimension out of rituals. So, yeah, he's got, this is what the dreaded Abyssal Knight armor looks like. So, anyway, 120 HP. One hit from the Dreadium Katana did, wow. That's what, 67 damage? 2 hits from this thing kills them. And these guys are the ones that drop these dreaded shards of Abyssal Knight, which you can smelt straight into Dreadium. And where do they spawn? I have noticed them spawning in all of the Dreadland biomes, but I noticed that they spawn more commonly in the Dreadland mountains. Oh, and yeah, they are hostile towards you, in case you didn't guess that. Alright, so, you remember the stuff I've done with the potions, and how the Dread Plague has the potential to turn stuff into a mob? That's these guys, the Dread Spawns. They are small, they are slow moving, and they are hostile towards you. And they can inflict the Dread Plague. What do they drop? They drop these. Dread Fragments, which you need. These guys are pretty common to see around. They spawn in all the biomes, and they do have an interesting effect. When there are a bunch of them around, let's see if it'll happen. Yep, there it goes. That required 5 of them. They sort of merged together into this, the Greater Dread Spawn, which you note is larger, has 100 health, and moves at a much more normal pace for a mob. So, 2 hits of the Dreadium, 3 hits of the Dreadium Katana, and when they die, they create Dread Spawn, rather than, 2 Dread Spawn. So, even if you kill one, you'll still have to face some mobs. The Greater Dread Spawn will also inflict the Dread Plague, and there is in fact a spawn egg for them. So, you might be wondering, if the small ones fuse together, can these guys fuse together? The answer is yes. 5 of them fuse together into the Lesser Dread Beast. These guys spawn the Dread Spawn. They're fairly fast. They have 300 health. And yeah, they just leave Dread Spawn in their wake. Now, what happens when you kill them? And what do they drop? Several hits from the Dreadium Katana. Oh yes, I forgot about that. They also drop the Dreaded Shards of Abyssal Knight. Forgot about that. And they leave behind 2 Greater Dread Spawn, which of course, if you kill... Oh, look at that. I didn't even... And he also dropped them. Damn, I have forgotten so much about these guys. It takes a while to get the Dreadlands. It takes me forever in a normal playthrough. But yeah, these guys drop some useful stuff, and they end up spawning these guys. So yeah, be careful around them. And of course, the Greater Dread Beasts inflict the Dread Plague. Okay, so next mob. These are these guys, the Dreadlings. Wow, that's kind of screwed up. They've got their legs broken behind them. It kind of looks like they're crawling along on their hands. That's creepy. They even look like they've got their ribs showing. Yeah, these guys are pretty creepy looking. Yeah, so a little bit of lore. These guys used to be normal, vaguely humanoid things that inhabited the Dreadlands before they got corrupted. When it got corrupted, they turned into these things. Yeah. What do they drop? They drop dread fragments. And again, these guys can spawn in anywhere in all of the biomes. Although I note they seem to spawn more commonly in the Dreadland Mountains. But again, that might just be my experience. Yeah, and they also inflict the Dread Plague. So, do you remember these jerks? The demon cows, the demon chickens, and the demon pigs. Yeah, they spawn in the Dreadlands too. They spawn just as their normal demon selves rather than the disguised versions from the overworld. They spawn a bit more rarely than the other mobs. I just spent a few minutes wandering around just seeing if I could find some in Dreadlands just spawn naturally. I didn't. So yeah, I suppose they spawn a bit more rarely in this dimension. And they also seem to be setting fewer fires. Probably because this is stone. Dreadstone. Which doesn't catch fires easily, I suppose. But yeah, these guys appear. Watch out for them. Oh, and they do not inflict the Dread Plague. Okay, so now it's time to talk about the rarest mob spawns in this dimension. There's these guys. Now, when I say the rarest, I mean, I think I've seen one of these guys show up once in a playthrough. Yeah, they don't appear very often. This is the spawn of Chagoroth. Notice he has a lot of HP and he looks like a smaller version of the lesser Dread Beast. Yeah. So, he can inflict the Dread Plague, and normally these two mobs are most commonly found at the boss fight. Yeah. So, seeing them around just in the Dreadlands is rare. Yeah, they don't show up very often. So, the other one is this, the Fist of Chagoroth. It's literally a hand holding an eyeball. Yeah, they, the only place I've ever seen one of these guys is in the Dreadland Mountains. Which sort of makes sense from a lore standpoint, but I don't know, they just don't spawn very often. In fact, I'm not even sure if they drop any loot. Let's try. And get back here. Nope, still nothing from that one. No, they do not seem to drop any normal loot. Loot bags are, just, again, a modded exception. And, these guys drop dread fragments. Apparently not very often, though. No, just checking. Nope, nothing from them. Okay, so gonna finish the episode off with the Shoggoths. We've got some various mobs in the background here, and down here is the Shoggoth lair in a mini ravine. Yeah, I didn't even know they could spawn in ravines. Yeah, it's some interesting spawning here, I gotta say. Definitely unusual. So, anyway, what do the Shoggoths in this dimension look like? Well, you've got the normal monolith stone, and what the heck? The biomass is gone. What the heck? What the heck? I did not check this beforehand. This has happened again. What in the world? Okay, give me a few minutes. What the heck? This is a different one. It's gone too. Let me out, dang it. There's another one right over here. Is this gone too? This is gone as well. What the heck? Although this one I might have destroyed intentionally, since it's right near the portal. Okay, creative again. No, wait, I mean creative. Editing again, I mean. Okay, well, so the layers are messed up in this dimension. Again. What the heck is up with that? I still don't know. So I guess I'll just spawn some in and show you. So, the Shoggoths in this dimension are red. They still have 100 HP, and while it still identifies them as lesser Shoggoths. Dreadlands Katana. It didn't drop the item. Son of. Come here. Drop it. There we go. Now I showed this item off in the Crystallizer episode. It's dreaded Shoggoth flesh. You can use it for the coin engravings, which I really should get into. They still don't have a use yet, actually. They don't actually have a use until Omathal. I may as well just wait till Omathal. But yeah. And of course, crystallization, ritual, which we can't do yet. But yeah, that's what they drop. They appear in this dimension. And yeah. Okay, so that was it for the mobs that appear in the Dreadlands under normal circumstances from just Abyssalcraft. There's of course always the possibility that if you have a bunch other mods installed, other mobs can appear in this dimension. The only other mob that appears is the boss, which of course it only appears in the dungeon that you spawn in. So, that's it for the mobs of Dreadlands. Not too complicated. Yeah. This was Shepherd Sean bringing to you another episode of Abyssalcraft is Kind of Awesome. Goodbye.